So I'm having a chat with Raptors. How are you guys?
Very good, my man. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Back at 2000 Trees.
Absolutely. Feels like home.
Yes, it does. How's your festival been so far?
Incredible.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Yesterday morning we played and it was absolutely phenomenal. Like, we couldn't have asked for a better crowd first thing in the morning, could we?
Honestly, unbelievable. 11:30 we played and it was like spilling out of the tent. So we were like so happy. We were like, obviously in those morning shows you never really know, but Trees just comes through every time. So it was beautiful, and it spiraled into a day of celebrations.
Yes.
And, this is why we're shells of men today.
A little bit of a shell of my former self after a little bit of celebrating too hard last night, but we're all good. It's all good.
We're back. We're back.
We're back in the room.
We move.
I've had a Lucasade. I'm all right.
Where are you guys at now with new music? Because it's been about a year since your last record.
It's in like a year and a week since the album, and we have just dropped a brand new single just over 7 days ago, last week. So back in the cycle. Getting like a slightly different direction from stuff from the album, a little bit more on the hard rock side. So it's been interesting. Like, really received super well. We kind of thought it might have been a little bit of a crowd splitter because it is very much more hard rock than metal. But it's been probably the warmest reception we've had, especially with the video. The video's overtaken everything that we've ever done. So
good.
This is good.
So is this now the start of the next record?
It's actually not. I think we can say that safely.
Safely.
We're gonna be doing a couple little standalone things while we are writing album 2. So that is to come. That'll be a whole separate beast.
Yeah.
But
we just had so much that we just wanted to get it out, basically.
Yeah,
and it was
that's it.
So we released this single like just over a week ago, and there's another one coming in a few months' time. And we just wanted to keep bringing out the tunes.
That's it. Yeah, we're spilling the tunes. We wanted to keep it going while the album is in the works. And just wanted some fresh new tunes, especially for festival season. And we got a headline tour coming up as well, so we're like, let's get something new, give the guys something to feed on for a little while, and new stuff will be coming as well.
I mentioned in the tour as well. I bet you can't wait to be on the road again.
Oh, mate, it's last summer when we did the headline tour for the album. It was insane. It was so above and beyond anything we'd done with headlining tours. So it was fantastic, and to be doing it again in the summer, it is just dying to get back on the road. So it
feels like forever since we've been out on the road, but it hasn't actually been that long.
It's really not been that long.
Like,
it's only been a couple months, but it's and we're currently technically on tour right now with a Virtue. We're just having a little 2000 Trees holiday.
2000 Trees break.
Yeah, we say that. Yeah, working holiday, but it's the best.
Absolutely. And I'd like to talk a little bit about writing the side of things. How do tracks tend to start off for you guys?
It can be
riffs.
Yeah, it tends to be riffs first. With the album, it was kind of like from all directions, really. It's usually you and Harley, in fairness, that will chuck something into the mix, and then we pull it all apart. There's one song that we did on the album where it came from a drum beat. Just Matt really wanted to do like a 1920s kind of swing, so that kind of just organically kind of formed from that. We're testing some new things with the new album.
It was strange with the album writing, because most of the album writing came through COVID and lockdown. So basically, like, some of the boys lived together. Me and obviously we're all in our separate houses, and having to write in that kind of process was really challenging, but also it was a completely different way, because we were so used to being in a practice room and like playing stuff loud, and this is the vibe of what things are going for. You actually sit down and you end up building layers to the music as well, where you're focusing a lot more on the details because you're basically just like home recording sort of thing, and it's like, so I found that quite of an interesting way to work. So, but now we're getting back. Now obviously, we're out of the pandemic and we're getting back in the studio. It feels nice to be back playing loud again and writing in that respect. And I feel that's where the new stuff that we are writing is coming from. It's from just being loud. All together, and it's a nice feeling at the moment.
We always were like a jam band, like I say, like an old kind of school garage band. That's how we used to do it. It used to be jam it out the rehearsal space in our hole, it with the pandemic, it kind of brought in a brand new way of like sharing ideas over the internet. But now we've got the best of both worlds. So it's nice that we're still kind of doing a little bit in solitude and coming up with ideas, but having both sides of that spectrum is actually really cool. So in a way, that pandemic, it kind of taught us a new way of writing, and it is, as Ian says, like, you focus a little bit more on the details, whereas we used to just be like loud riff, make it noise, and yeah, now it's a little bit of both.
Best of both worlds now. It's definitely best of both worlds, which has taught us a lot over the last few years, really, which is great.
Yeah, good. And you've all got other day jobs and other things that you do, but Ian, you've recently started to do a music festival yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us about the Misery Loves Company Music Festival.
Yeah, Misery Loves Company. I ran a festival similar to it a few years back called Fat Lip Fest, and basically I wanted to do it again, and here we are. With Misery Loves Company, it's 5 stages, about 40 something bands. We've got Twin Atlantic, Yonica, The Excerpts, The Hara, In Me, Harriet. Just like
little project on the side,
little project that has been going on. Yeah, it's like
how to do it in the deep end.
Yeah, exactly. But I've always wanted it to be basically. It's something that I think Bristol deserves as a city, because we tend to get overlooked down in the southwest quite often, and it's important for especially the local scene to be able to play with these bigger bands and have them come through the city. So I always wanted to make sure that we've got the local bands playing as well, because it gives them an opportunity to play with the bigger bands that they wouldn't normally get to play with. So that's something that's really important. And we've also managed to very proud of the fact that we've managed to get a 50% split with bands with female, non-binary, transgender members. So it's like, that's really important part of it as well, because there's no it's important to note there's no quick fix for these bigger festivals having all male dominated headliners and stuff. There's no quick fix for it. It's about people on my level and on our level to constantly support those bands from a smaller level, to give them an opportunity to grow and to start challenging for those bigger headline slots. So it's important ethos for the festival that we continue to do that and keep it as diverse as possible, really.
And they're pretty small stages in comparison to what the likes of Twin Atlantic and Yonica play on normally.
Absolutely, yeah. Arguably, both Twin Atlantic and Yonica could headline by themselves, but how I managed to convince them to co-headline, I'm quite impressed with myself. So yeah, 2 full headline sets from Twin Atlantic and Yonica. SWX is the biggest venue. That's like 1,000 cap. So it's going to be pretty hectic. As well as Harriet are headlining one of the stages, and that's only like 300 cap, and they're just smashed the main stage here yesterday. They're doing amazingly well, so that's probably one of the on their trajectory. That's probably going to be utterly insane to see a band because that's probably the last time you're going to see them in a venue that small, quite frankly. So it's a good opportunity. 30th of September, Bristol. Buy your tickets now.
Guys, it's been great having a catch up with you.
Mate, thank you for having us, dude. It's been lovely to see you.
No, cheers. Thanks so much.